Hello friends, I am Dr. Vivek and today I am with you with a new topic, that is modern English poets. In this topic, the unit number 2nd, UGC NTA NET in English. The second unit is poetry, and in the poetry section I have already uploaded a first video and this is my second video. In this unit I will be discussing 5 poets, 5 English modern English poets. In my previous video I have already talked about up to Victorian age, poets of Victorian age, and after I think it is pre-Raphaelite. Up to pre-Raphaelite I have already talked about. Now it is in continuation in the poetry section. It is in continuation of the poetry section, that is modern English poets. The 5 poets I am dealing with: T.S. Eliot, G.M. Hopkins, W.B. Yeats, W.H. Auden and D.H. Lawrence. The first is T.S. Eliot. The lifespan is 1888 to 1965. The most important poem is Wasteland. From this poem, every year off and on questions are asked. I suggest you to go through this poem, and it is the most famous modern English poem. This poem was edited by Ezra Pound, and it is the sources. If we talk about the sources, there are many allusions in this poem. References are so many references. If you have read, if you have read this, you read this poem, and you must be knowing that each and every line is quoted from some sources. So the major sources are J.C. L. Weston's From Ritual to Romance, and second is J.G. Fraser's The Golden Bough. So majorly sources are from these 2 books, and it is pastiche. Pastiche means each and every word or sentence is taken from somewhere else. Means whole poem. It is the Wasteland is called a pastiche. Is a very different term, and that is used for the references. It's each and every line you find. If you read Wasteland, you have to see the references of each and every line of Wasteland. So this in that term, Wasteland is a pastiche. The second poem of Eliot is the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock. It is modernistic features. It has startling image. It has patient etherized upon a table, and there is many intertextual allusions in the poem. In the poem you find. Now the next poet is W.H. Auden. Lifespan is 1907 to 1973. He is greatly distressed by the economic depression, mass unemployment, and the sharp gap between the upper and lower class. Because it's a modern features, this poem has. There is a Great Depression of 1929, in which there was a great unemployment. The impact of 2 world wars in this century. So you find all this in the poems of W.H. Auden. His writings are full of symbols, images derived from not from mythology, as in the case of Yeats and Eliot. So his writings are full of symbols and images. The most famous poems are September 1st, 1939, The Shield of Achilles, Age of Anxiety, in memory of W.B. Yeats. Now the next poet is J.M. Hopkins, 1844 to 1889, experimental poet, and he is also called a writer of sonnets. He has written a different kind of sonnet, not exactly sonnet because not sonnet is in 40 lines, but he has written curtal sonnets. Curtal sonnets are sonnets which has 10 plus half line, tail line, means their first stanza of 6 line and second of 4 line, so 10 exact lines, and then a tail of 1 or 2 words, not the full line. It's called curtal sonnets, and he is the propounder. He has coined this term, and he has written many poems called curtal sonnets. He is also known for sprung rhythm, very innovative term, or very different term in which he has written his poems. The term is invented by Hopkins. This form in which there are a variable number of syllables, often 1 to 4 syllables per foot, and where the stress always falls on the first syllable in a foot. Means first syllable you will find always the stress. As I talked about curtal sonnets, the important poems of G.M. Hopkins are The Wreck of Dutchland, in which this poem deals with the death of nuns in a sea disaster. The important poems are God's Danger, Pied Beauty, The Windhower, Felix Rendell, Spring and Fall, Carrion Comfort. Off and on in the MA syllables or BA syllables of English literature, you must have come across with these poems. Now the next poet is W.B. Yeats, 1865 to 1939, Ireland's most modern poet, influenced by French symbolists. Yeats was a deeply political poet. He finds the theme of Ireland's freedom struggle from England in his poems like Easter 1916. Means in his poems you find freedom struggle of Ireland people. He was a leader of, he was supporting freedom from England. You'll find especially in the poem Easter 1916. Next poem of Yeats is The Second Coming, Yeats' vision of civilization and destruction. You find in this poem Lapis Lazuli and the Tower, and you find the Byzantium poems. Lapis Lazuli and the Tower is Byzantium poems. Sailing to Byzantium, it is also one of the important poems of W.B. Yeats. Symbol intensifies the emotion and the event. Now the next poet of 20th century modern poetry, from the modern poetry, is D.H. Lawrence, 1885 to 1930, modernist poet, known for psychoanalytic treatment, especially of Oedipus complex. Influenced by the Imagists, he is known for, basically Lawrence is known for his fictional writings, novel writing, but he also wrote around 800 poems. Most of the poems are relatively short, and he wrote free verse when he was influenced by Walt Whitman. As you know, free verse is without any stress and stress pattern, without any rhyming scheme. You find the emotions which comes to the writer's mind. He freely expresses his emotions in the kind of poem called free verse. He wrote poems which probably dealing with nature. The poems he dealt on, most of the poems are on the basis of nature. His collection of poems are Birds, Beasts and Flowers. Snake is one of the important poems of D.H. Lawrence. Most of the syllables of BA and MA, you will find this poem. In many universities syllabus you find this poem.